Hey guys, this video is going to be a little bit different. You're going to go on an apartment tour of my daughter's apartment decorated for the holidays, so stay tuned. So just like every other mother and daughter out there, they both have opposite styles, a little bit different, but let me tell you about Sarah's style. Sarah is excellent at curating and collecting the most beautiful things, from antique stores to Facebook Marketplace to Goodwill, and she created such a cozy home on the most extreme budget. I'm super proud of her. Take a look at her holiday decorating.
Welcome to the Burrow. When you first enter my home, you'll find an antique mirror, and below it hangs a bunch of hooks that I keep my keys, my dog leash, the bells that Remus rings when he needs to go out, and of course for the Christmas season, stockings. One for Remus and one for me. Although my apartment is small, I wanted to mimic built-ins, so I used 2 bookcases and a dresser in the middle to do that. Of course, I include decor on top, especially in the holiday season. I really like to leave no area untouched. I have these beautiful taper candles that are brass, and all I did was simply tie some little ribbon around it to give it a little bit of a festive look. Then of course this little tree was just too perfect not to put on this bookshelf. You'll notice my Harry Potter wand is also on this bookshelf out for display. That's not Christmas, I'm just a nerd. On the shelf below are 2 signs. One is a locally hand-painted Christmas tree that I thought was just so adorable, and of course the date written on some linen. And then I just stuck a little bit of greenery in these 2 old cast iron pots. Below that is my Christmas village. I don't have houses that light up, but I do just put little twinkle lights underneath the snow, and it does the trick. I actually think that this is a really charming look, and I just stack my houses on books as well. Here's another wand that I actually have a little mannequin art hand holding, but I just stuck a little Christmas wreath around the wrist of it just to give it a little bit of Christmas decor. Again, I really don't like to leave any stone unturned. On the same console, I added some greenery and ribbon just underneath the TV. I didn't want to do candles or anything. I felt like it would be a little bit distracting with the TV, so I just added this greenery and a bow. To the right of the TV is a galvanized tree and 2 brass tapers with some ribbon tied around them. I also just hung some ice skates from the knob on the dresser. A little bit dangerous, I keep bumping into them, but I do think they're really cute hanging there. On top of the next shelf is just some greenery, my gramophone, and a jar. A little Christmas tree adorns the top shelf. Oh, and here's Remus sitting on the couch. He's about to get really interested in this video. Although my apartment's not very big, the biggest goal I had was for it to be cozy. I'm not a minimalist, so I do like a lot of things. I found this antique dresser on Facebook Marketplace. It was just missing 1 knob, and then this old brass lamp I actually got from Goodwill. I added a little pair of ice skates on the lampshade as well. This reindeer pot is absolutely one of my favorite things that I have found this year for Christmas. I think it's so adorable. My side table is actually a basket and a suitcase, but I stacked a lantern on top, and in this lantern I put some twinkle lights just for some added light during the season because it will get dark sooner. I think this is such a happy little addition. I forgot to mention, I put these antlers above my TV, but I think I'll leave them there year-round. I added this Christmas tree lumbar pillow that Remus really does enjoy sitting on, even though that's not why I put it there. And then we come to my first tree in the apartment. On this tree, I made my own ornaments using baking soda and paint just to give them a color that was unique, kind of a dusty blue and a wine color in the smaller ornaments. And then I tied these little gold velvet ribbons all over the tree. I thought this was just such a sweet look and not super traditional. I don't know if you can tell by my style, I'm not a super traditional gal, but I did love that this look was sweet and had just enough color for me. On my coffee table, I have a candle with a candle ring and then these brass deer that my mom gave me. I treasure them very much, but I love just the sweet look of a tree and some snow and the little figurines on my coffee table. I think that is so sweet. Next to the living room is my little dining room with my grandma's table. For the centerpiece, I just added some red berries to these containers that I faux finished in like a stone finish, and a brass candlestick for the centerpiece. My Daily Prophet newspapers that I framed and painted gold. I just added a garland on top of those. I may add some ribbon later, but for now I like the simplicity of it. On my mirror, I added a green wreath and that same gold velvet ribbon that's on my Christmas tree, along with some brass bells, just kind of asymmetrically hanging on that mirror. Next, in my little kitchen, I decided just to hang some signs and add some house figurines and a little tree, just to keep it simple. I do love the signs that I picked out. One I got from Etsy, I think, and the other one I made using like a clearance frame and just a little print off of the words. And here is Remus trying to convince me that it's time for his dinner. Not yet, buddy. Down the hall and to the left is the first bathroom that I just hung a little wreath on the shower curtain, and then tied some garland in a bow above my apothecary cabinet. And then a little village on the toilet. That might seem kind of silly, but like I said, I don't need to leave any stone unturned. On the counter, I added a little Christmas tree with some ornaments that does light up, and then a wooden advent calendar and a concrete tree. I thought that was very sweet together. In the guest bedroom, oh, thank you, Remus. I just made that bed. Oh, that's okay. No bed really stays made when you have a dog, huh? On the bedside table, I added some trees and a Merry Christmas sign. I just thought that was a sweet little simple sign. I actually got it at JD's a couple seasons ago, and it can sit or be hung, but this year I hung it. I love these unique bottle brush trees. They're not super traditional. And Remus, it's not time to eat yet, bud. I'm sorry. I hung a wreath on the headboard and added a simple green and red plaid pillow in the front. Okay, is anybody else distracted by this cute dog, or is it just me? Maybe it's just me. I added thin red ribbon to the wreath and some Christmas lights on top. And on the left side of the bed, I kept it pretty much the same, except I did add this Christmas picture that I thought was just absolutely adorable. Dashing through the snow. In the corner is an old antique chair. I simply just added a pillow with a little bit of red. And next to that is the desk that I added a tree on. It doesn't quite fit in that pot, but I'll get to that later. I simply added a beaded garland and some brass jingle bells just to keep this pretty simple. And down the hall is my bedroom, which is pretty unfinished, but oh, and here's Remus again. I added a bow to the lamp for a little bit of festive color, and right next to it is a Christmas card holder. I bought some Christmas cards that I thought were pretty. They're Santa, some carolers, a little village, some elves decorating the tree, a snowman being built, Krampus, which I thought was kind of funny, and then another village with a ski lift on it, which is so cute. It reminds me of going with my family. Next to that is my bedroom tree, which is a little more traditional with the stars, snowflakes, and the red and green garland. The stars are brass as well as the snowflake ornaments, and the beaded garland is actually vintage. In the other corner is my bedside table. I just put a little wreath around the bottom of this lamp. I thought that was a sweet touch. And then a little house with a Christmas tree and some framed art that I made with a clearance frame and a little print inside. Then I got this Merry Christmas pillow this year. It matched the colors of my bedding, so I thought that was pretty sweet. And no, bud, it's not time for dinner yet. I hung this Noel picture above my wardrobe, along with my plant. I also hung these swags from the mirrored doors of the wardrobes. The doors don't close all the way now, but that's okay. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this tour of my little apartment. It's not much, but it's home. There are dog toys strewn about. Sure, there's some dust in some places, and the beds don't really stay made very well. But that's not what's important. What's important is that I have a happy home where people can come gather and feel safe and heard. And that's all I've ever wanted in a home. Oh, and not to mention, I've got a cute little boy to keep me company. Don't worry, guys. He got fed his dinner.
Well, I'm super proud of Sarah's apartment, and I'm super proud of my adorable grand dog, Remus. Well, be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that already, because you know some videos are going to be coming out shortly. And everybody, have a happy holiday.